What is up, y'all? I am Cole Wright, your host of the Three Wiggle Golf Show, where we talk shop, always go for it and two, and never ever three putt. First, thank y'all for being here. If this is your first time joining the show, Mondays we release a new episode. That is our weekly wrap where we talk about the previous week in professional golf, who won, who lost, who's trending, and then we give our expert picks as to who we think is going to find themselves in the winner's circle in the upcoming week. Along with that, we'll have guests on the show a couple times a month to talk about their life, business, and love for the links. And the last thing I want to mention, guys, is just make sure you share the show. That really helps us, grow it and gives us some insight into, making sure we're putting out content that you guys are liking and wanting to see more of, and or what you're wanting to see less of. So share the show. That'd be great. Thanks. We're going to get right into this episode, this weekly wrap. Dude, it was a great weekend for professional golf all the way across the board.
I mean, especially you being a big Rory fan, I'm sure.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun leaderboard though. I wish it would have been a little bit more bunched coming down the stretch. Instead of Rory, running away with it like he did. But yeah, just some incredible golf by him, especially on that back nine. He set himself apart.
Yeah. When he got to 14 and made that eagle, I mean, he really separated himself from the crowd. But honestly, I think his work was, obviously his work was done on Sunday, but his round on Saturday, dude, obviously I texted you, you didn't get to watch much of it, but I mean, dude, 65 in that wind and rain was insane. I mean, everybody in the field was shooting a million over par, dude. Jordan Spieth shot 79. I mean, there was a bunch of guys that shot 76s, 77s. And then he goes out bogey free 65 in those conditions. It's just
everyone
bananas.
Except him and Shane.
Yeah.
Shane Lowry. He also, both those guys just kind of embrace those conditions, I think.
Yeah.
Shane, that's the only major win is, the British Open. So.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It was a great tournament. I mean, the best and the best players in the field, were at the top of the leaderboard for the most part, throughout the 4 days. Rory obviously getting... What's up?
Do we know why Xander wasn't in the field this week?
He withdrew ahead of the tournament. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if he's got a injury bug or what came up. I didn't hear anything, but I would have loved to see him there. Obviously, he would have been in the mix for sure.
Yeah.
Scottie, let's just touch on that really quick. He came out, after his injury, his hand injury, and went ahead and got a T9, so still top 10.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
Yeah. He didn't blitz the field, but he just played, very average Scottie golf. He maybe didn't have it this week.
Yeah, right. And still clipped the top 10.
Yeah. That's Scottie.
Yeah, man. Well, so Rory gets a hole in one on day one over at Spyglass, and then Shane gets a hole in one. I mean, I'm sure you saw in the social media his list of hole in ones on tour.
Yeah, it's wild.
Dude, Sawgrass 17, 16 at Augusta, and then 7 at Pebble, dude. I think he's destined. I mean, he's probably going to get one at 12, at Augusta before not too long.
Yeah, maybe.
I was thinking
what's some other of the more iconic ones?
That was literally what I was getting ready to say as I was thinking about it. So I thought that one,
Postage stamp, that was at, where was the Open at last year? It's the very short par 3.
St. Andrews. St. Andrews, right?
No, it wasn't at St. Andrews last year. But it's the postage stamp. It's a very famous par 3, but it's only like 100 to 150 yards, and it wreaks havoc on the field.
Yeah. Now that you mention that, it is ringing a bell, but I'm drawing a blank. The other one I thought of was Eastlake. So what is it? 15, I think maybe. It's like
the one it's
like 200 some
majority
yards
over water. Yeah.
Yeah. The entire thing is water, and it's long. It's a long iron. So I'm like, he'd be one to get one there. Yeah, dude, it's just crazy. I mean, anybody would dream to have one hole in one, let alone getting it done on those 3 holes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool. We'll touch on our picks. So Max Homa, Colin, that's who we took. Colin had a really good week. I mean, he finished T17. He had a really good week, and he actually had a chance flirting with around the top of the leaderboard on Saturday, but he fell back a few shots.
Yeah, he was pretty angry when he finished that round. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that clip.
He tossed his golf ball into the Pacific.
Yeah. I've got a proposal. I think something that we should do,
Okay.
especially, it'll be, got to be new starting this next week.
Okay.
Our picks are head to head. Okay. Whoever finishes higher.
Okay.
And we're just do a season long race on it for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Okay. Just whoever's got finishes higher, you get 1 point for that.
Okay.
And we got to do something. If your pick wins,
I love this already, by the way.
If your pick wins, that gives you 3 points. Got to be 3.
So if the pick wins the tournament, you get 3 points.
Yeah.
But if my pick just beats your pick in terms of a finish, it's 1 point.
Yep. And you can't use the same guy twice.
Oh, okay. All right. That's reasonable. So what's the wager? $50?
Sure. Yeah.
$50.
That works.
You guys heard it here first. I have not. This is not like Spencer's just. We talked about this behind the scenes. Like, this is totally new to me. This is the first time I'm hearing of this, as you guys are hearing it right now. So I think this is a great idea. It'll give the listeners a little more involvement in our picks. I mean, not that we talked about it. It's so difficult to pick golf winners, but I like that. That's a good way to make it interesting, in spite of our picks probably not ever actually winning the tournament.
Yeah, it'd be insane if they did, but
great idea.
Unlikely. Yep. All right.
Yeah, great idea. Okay. And then Max, so he finished this week T53. Granted, he played a really pretty good week of golf, and Saturday he managed to shoot 2 under par in those conditions. So that was good, but I mean, the guys were pretty much tearing apart Pebble Beach, so
there was some pretty good
21 under par. So
yeah. How about did you watch Cam Davis's shot on
oh my god, dude, I shared it on my story.
Was it 18? Yeah,
18 at the cypress tree. I'm literally watching this. I'm like, this is going to end in a serious injury. He's gonna, best case scenario is he
could have.
Yeah, that I'm thinking best case scenario is he just duffs this into the bunker and gives himself a shot to get up and down, save par. The dude hits one of the greatest shots I've literally ever seen, given the scenario, the whole.
I mean, it's spun back 6 inches.
More than that, it spun back like 1.5 feet, 2 feet, dude. I mean, it was just
wild,
incredible.
So wild.
He was on, the golf gods were with him all day today, dude. He didn't chip that in, but he had chipped in already on the day. I mean, he was hitting golf shots left and right. He had a great day too.
Well, and then Rosie with the fairway wood right after it. Literally the next clip they show, Rosie with the fairway wood.
On the same hole. Yeah, same group. No, yeah. It was funny. I was watching the Golf Central postgame, and Brandel Chambly, and he's like, they show that highlight, and Brandel goes, when he pulled this out, I was thinking, a little too much club, like sarcastically. Yeah. And then he just buries it, dude. Yeah. Just buries it. Yeah. I was kind of surprised that he took that too. I mean, that was a straightforward chip shot. I mean, you could have taken a 60 and.
Yeah. But I'd say I'd say he really wanted to make it. Yeah. Was probably just out there and,
get on the ground.
Probably gives him it gets it slightly elevated so it's not going through so much of the fairway. And yeah, I mean, it's an interesting play. It's one that probably if a guy practiced it enough, it'd be, really useful to have. Just not many guys are going to practice that enough to be good at it.
You're right. So we've talked about this before, like the 5-wood. I put the 5-wood in my bag a couple of years ago now, and it's like my favorite club in the bag. And you're starting to see that with yourself. Yeah, I use that shot from time to time, especially if it's just in the rough off the collar and I'm short-sighted and I can't, you don't want to risk duffing a 60 or whatever. I've used that to, bump and run a few times, but never in a situation like that. Like if that was me in that situation, I'm, 60 all day long. Yeah. It was just crazy. Oh man, it was a great weekend. I was so excited to watch a tournament at Pebble Beach again. I think everybody loves that to begin with, but, Rory got it done, dude. Went 65, 66 on the weekend and just took the bull by the horns.
Took it. Yeah, he went and took it. Let's hope that's close to the end of his good golf for the year.
Would you stop it? What is the matter with you?
Dude, it's a Ryder Cup year. It's Rory McIlroy 8 year.
Yeah, that's I can't though. I can't.
I'm aware.
Come September, he's, that's fine.
Yeah.
I still want him to win the Masters. Probably not going to happen, but yeah. Anyways, so in other news, Nelly Korda, her first event of the year too, she almost won the thing. She got tied for the lead, finished second, but she about came out of the gates and won her eighth in the last 12 months, basically. Still playing great golf. Yeah, still playing great golf. So, looking for her to do more of the same this year as well, because I think she's riding that mojo, that confidence, and after a month and a half, maybe 2 months off, that gap in time for anybody, even if you're playing good golf, can derail you a little bit. Just a time away from competition, and it didn't for her. So.
Mm-hmm. There's kind of one of two directions you go. Like for some people, a month off is maybe the best thing for them. And then some people, like a lot of people, are just, you're going to have some growing pains to work through. I mean, I saw you play today. I played my first round of the year today as well.
I was going to ask you if you played today and or Friday. Didn't you play at Staley?
Yeah, I played at Staley today. Nice. Well, I guess I played 9 holes last night too.
Sweet.
Which last night was just kind of hitting some balls, hitting some shots out there, trying to get some feel.
Yeah.
Back in my hands again. So hitting it fine. I wouldn't say I'm like flushing it, the best I've ever hit it by any means, but the chipping was a little suspect for a while. But I finally kind of got that back going today.
Good. You played 18 today?
Yeah, played 18 today, shot 77.
Attaboy.
Yeah, not terrible.
Did you play with anybody, or you just go out by yourself?
Yeah, I played with my buddy, Zach Dittmer, who, we should probably have him on the pod sometime. He started a page called, I think it's Bingo Bango Bongo Golf.
Okay.
Basically what his whole page is, he's like gone to or played a lot of these top 100 courses in the country. And then, so he's either, gone to them, or he's gotten a hold of people through this page that he had going. And it's been a while. I keep, getting after him to get the page back up and going. But he's gotten like hats or polos, stuff like that from, some of the top courses in the country. He's got a Seminole hat. He's got, I think he played Oakmont. He's played some of the tip top courses, in the U.S. So, it's a pretty cool page. We'll have to have him on sometime.
Definitely want to get him on just because of his experience playing these golf courses. Dude, avid golf fans want to hear more about that experience. They want to hear more about that golf course, what it's like. Because it's one thing to see it on TV and imagine what that's like, but to hear somebody actually talk about it, like,
a lot
of folks love that.
His knowledge of like golf architecture, like people that are building the courses, all of that.
That's his thing.
Yeah, it can make your head rattle whenever you get him going on it. But it's super cool to learn about all of that.
Yeah, yeah. That is definitely not an area that I've got a lot of knowledge in at all. I have the few designers that I really like, and so I'm, more partial to trying to find those courses and play them, whatever. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that there's not tons of other great ones out there. That's a guy that sounds like he can make good recommendations based off that.
Absolutely.
So Korn Ferry Tour this week was in Panama. Dude, get this. Par 70. Let me backtrack. The winning score was 9 under. Okay. That's rare. That doesn't happen on the Korn Ferry Tour ever. Mm-hmm. Typically those dudes are 18 to 25 under all day long. 9 under par won this thing. Josh Teeter, he's a journeyman, turned pro in 2001. So he's an older guy. He's made a lot of money. He's made like over $6 million on PGA Tour, but he's playing Korn Ferry this year. First win since 2009 for the cat, but par 70, 9 under, 7,500 yards, par 70, dude. 7,500 yards, par 70.
My Lord.
I was like, and that makes sense why it was 9 under par.
I mean, the par 3s had to have averaged like 200 yards.
At least 200. Yeah. Every par 5 out there is 6 bills. Every par 4 is between 420, 480. Like, I hate that. It makes it so hard.
Well, I just hate when all of the par 3s are like 200,
200 yards.
but
Yeah.
it's just,
Throw one in there that's like 140 to 170, like give the guys like one just really aggressive birdie look, not just find the center of the green and two putt,
Yeah. You can make a really good hole out of a 150-yard hole. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's
All the
actually
time.
not that difficult to make a really good golf hole that's 150 yards.
Yeah. That just reminded me, another par 3 that we were talking about. Where was the PGA whenever Michael Block? Remember when he and Rory were playing together and he got that hole in one?
Yeah. I think it's LACC.
Was it LACC?
I want to say that was LACC.
Yeah.
Was it? No, that was U.S. Open.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was US Open.
U.S. Open was LACC that year.
I'm gonna look it up really quick.
Because Brooks won it. Mm.
Where was that? Oak Hill.
Oak Hill.
Oak Hill.
Is that Ohio?
No, I think it's New York.
Makes sense. Yeah. Good. Tons of good golf courses in there.
Yeah.
In the Northeast.
Oak Hill. PGA Championship. The listeners are going to be like, dude, you guys don't know where anything's at. Yeah, Rochester, New York. Yeah. That was a hole that guys were talking about all week long. That was like, it's like 155 yards, and guys were making bogeys left and right.
Yeah. It was a good golf call.
Yeah. So anyways, like I said, it was a really good weekend for professional golf. The stars were out. Nelly played great. Korn Ferry, Tour was good. Pearson Coody, a couple other notable guys had good finishes down there.
My guy Billy Horschel, he's just been steady Eddie on tour this year. He hasn't really had a bad finish.
No, he had a great finish this week. Let's just segue that right into our picks for the Waste Management, because that's who I'm taking for the Waste Management, is Billy Horschel.
Billy?
Because he finished T7 there last year, and then he's coming off of a good week with a top 10 finish at Pebble. Yeah. So I'm like, he's playing good golf, and he's going to a place where he's had
he's played
good success,
good golf at the Waste Management. Yeah. So I'm a big Florida Gator fan.
Right.
And Billy's he's a Gator, so I've always followed Billy fairly closely. And I don't know if you remember, like 2 years ago, he was like, he's a former tour champion, but he was like darn near playing his way off the tour. Like he went out and shot something in the 80s one day.
Struggle bus. He went 80s back to back.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that
70,
interview.
80.
Yeah.
Where he was in tears?
Yeah, he's literally in tears after. Yeah. And it's like, it was one of the more relatable things you'll ever see, because he's saying, like, I am working so hard right now, and it's just not clicking. I'm not getting the results out here. And it's like, if you've ever really practiced hard at golf, you've probably gone through that, right? Sometimes it's not just one of those, it's just not a game that you can just go practice and you immediately get better. Sometimes you're just going to go through a slump, no matter if you're working hard or not.
Yeah.
It's just really tough.
Dude, and he's not the only guy that's experienced that on tour. JT has just been going through that. Jordan Spieth is one of the hardest working guys out there, from his win at Birkdale until whenever he finally broke through a couple of years ago to start winning again. Like, same deal, man. Like,
Yeah.
Billy's like that guy's won 7 or 8 or 9 times on tour.
He's won a few. Yeah. So did you ever hear what actually was his breakthrough?
Who?
Billy.
You're talking about no. What was it?
Yeah. So he finally started really playing some good golf last year.
I remember he had a great finish at Copperhead. That was like his first start of some really good golf.
He just went to a different club fitter once, and they completely changed his lofts and lies.
Really?
Yeah. So he went to a lot more flatter lie angle in all of his irons, and then all of a sudden,
do you know? Like that. So I wonder if obviously, so Billy predominantly draws the golf ball. Do you know? I wonder if the way he was set up, obviously he went flatter, then that implies that his previous setup was upright more, which creates more of a draw bias. So do you know, was he hooking it more? Was he hooking it off the planet more and having that big left miss that nobody wants?
I'm not sure.
And that was the solution. Yeah.
I would say that was probably part of it.
Yeah.
Because he's not one that's like a big shallower. If you ever watch his golf swing, I mean, he's kind of on plane, both ways. He's got a very good takeaway.
He's just swinging out to the right, just marginally, and that's why he hits that pretty little draw.
But okay, so
so I'm taking Billy. All right, actually, Billy. You know what? Go ahead and give me your thoughts. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna write it down on a sheet so I can keep track of this, because I love that idea. That was an awesome idea.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take. This might come back and bite me. I'm gonna take Tom Kim.
Take him.
Yeah. Been playing really well.
Kim. Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
His little top stuff, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tom Kim. I almost wanted to say Sepp Straka there, and I'm probably gonna regret that. But I'm gonna take Tom Kim.
Yeah. I love Tom Kim's swing, dude. First off, he seems like a great character and individual, like altogether.
I just love how fiery he is.
Ever since the President's Cup, dude, when he just went off and was throwing his hat, it was just you can't help but like that guy, But then when you get him in an interview or side conversations, he's like this really like.
He's a super humble
kid, and that's what people don't realize.
He's like 22 years old.
22 years old, and he's one of the best golfers on the planet. And he's already got two wins, I think, on tour.
I'm
gonna fact check myself on that.
Yeah, he's got a very good golf swing. I think he kind of predominantly fades it for the most part, but he's just very on plane.
He's got 3 wins on tour. 2022 Wyndham, 2022 Shriners, 23 Shriner.
Okay.
Kids.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He's already had a ton of success. Tom Kim, dude. That's a good call. I actually thought about that too. I was considering him, but then I saw Billy and I saw his finish and I was like, okay, I got to go with that.
He was so much fun in TGL this week. I mean, Tom Kim was.
I missed it. Was it good? What was the story there?
But so I mean, he's on Tiger's team, and
right.
So they've won in the playoff. They did a chip off. It's like an alternating shot chip off.
Yeah.
3 guys. So the team that wins 2, at least 2 of the 3 chip off wins, and I think it was he went up first and won his, and then Kisner hit what everyone thought it was going to be a great chip, and it just barely stayed on the green, which if it goes off the green, it doesn't count. And then Keegan, I think, was who was up against Kisner, and he hit what was looking like a great shot, and then just checked right up too thin.
Yeah.
But Tom Kim was super fiery the whole time, like shoving Tiger, like getting pumped up, yelling around. It was fun to watch.
Did Tiger's team win?
Yeah, the Tigers team won. Yeah,
they did. Okay,
we didn't get to the chip off. It was going to be Rory versus Tiger.
Yeah,
for the last part of the chip off, but Tiger's team won the first 2, so it was over.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, man. That's I really love that idea. It gives us a little bit more, week to week on this. Okay, that's cool. So really quick, we'll just touch on it, dude. Super Bowl, Chiefs or Eagles?
Yeah. I mean, I picked him before the season even started. Unfortunately, it's kind of a happiness hedge for me.
3 Pete's coming?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get beat. I think they're too well coached, and they have 15. He seems to, just seems to make plays when they need them, and they're just really well coached.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles, if they want to win this game, they need to give it to Saquon probably 25 times.
Yeah.
But
did you see his prop? Did you see his prop for the game is the highest ever for a running back in the Super Bowl? He's at like 124 yards. That's kind of insane.
I kind of think he's probably not going to hit it because I think they're going to not give him the ball enough.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it happens in these a lot, especially the Chiefs. The Chiefs find a way to just kind of keep teams from running the ball whenever the teams are running the ball effectively. They just, I don't know.
I foresee the Chiefs trying to really take up a lot of the clock this week. Try to keep Jalen and Saquon off the field as much as they can.
I mean, that's kind of what
because they've just not been able to score a whole lot of points this season. So and the Eagles have.
Yeah. Yep. I've got the Chiefs. I mean, it's probably something like a 28-24, something like that. Good game, but
I took the Eagles. A week 12. I talked about that a while back. And I'm just gonna still roll with that, despite the fact that they're seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Again, I'd love to see the first three-peat ever. That'd be pretty badass. But I'd like for my pick to hit. So really quick, let's get back to the waste management. So last year, the waste management has exploded in the last 5-10 years. It's really become a party. There's a lot of people that don't even care about golf that come to the event just to party. The beers on 16,
I think it'll be less.
I think they're trying to nix that entirely.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's good. Like, people should be rowdy and have a good time, but
that
takes a lot of time to clean all that shit.
Control it. I'm sure they're going to ramp up on security because there was way more people
fights
on grounds last year than what was supposed to be. Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, they stopped selling tickets or something, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
or they stopped letting people in, I think is what it was.
People were just sneaking onto the course.
Oh yeah.
They were finding ways to sneak on the course because it was total chaos, mayhem out there.
Yeah. Huh. Well,
yeah, I see there being a lot less. They leaned into it last year with the wasted management. Like, they really leaned into it, and it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch. But yeah, I think they're gonna pull back the reins on that quite a bit this year.
Yeah, for sure. Well, folks, that'll pretty much bring us to a wrap for this episode. We got a great weekend of sports coming up, Super Bowl weekend paired with the waste management. Guys, make sure you share the show. Leave a like, leave a comment, send it to one of your boys, send it to one of your girls. Your girls probably don't give two shits about this, but send it to one of your boys. If you do got a girl that's into golf and they like two handsome lads, then you can have them come check us out. But at 3 Wiggle Golf Co., S Osborne 40, right? Yeah. Guys, thanks. See you in the next one.